It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Golden State Warriors as they go up against the Raptors in Toronto. Checking out Toronto, they've got an opportunity tonight to sweep the season series 2-0. The coaching staff commented that they feel confident coming into this one. Well, for Golden State, they certainly didn't struggle before Steve Kerr became head coach, but since his arrival, he has this team executing one of the most beautiful offenses in the league.
It reminds me a little bit of the triangle. What I mean by that, there's constant motions and cuts in this offensive system. You know, it's much more than just a Splash Brothers shooting up threes. These guys are a fun team to watch.
Yeah, you know, Steve, he did a great job of blending all the coaching styles that he's learned over the past years. He's played for some great coaches, and, you know, he's been fortunate enough to take a little bit from each of them and implement it, and it worked.
It turned into a championship in 2015 for Golden State. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Earlier in the season, it was Toronto coming away with the loss in this matchup against the Warriors.
Yeah, major problems at the charity stripe in that game. They just could not convert their free throws.
And that makes it hard to win, especially on the road. You get a chorus of about 20,000 yelling at you every time you put one off the rim. Boy, that's got to wear on you.
Now Golden State's starting five. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. Steph, Clay, and Dre on the perimeter.
And Marc Gasol, surprisingly nimble for a 7-footer. He really moves his feet well at both ends of the floor.
And Green gets it to go. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against Denver.
Was not even close. I mean, they had points coming from all over the place.
Yeah, they stayed true to the game plan offensively and never strayed at all. Impressive performance.
This all no good. And the Warriors with possession here. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
And the Raptors miss again.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
Pass to Green. Iguodala outside. Green with a screen for Iguodala. And Gasol sends it back. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. And that one's good. The Warriors have gone 2 or 3 here to start off the game. Curry kicks to Iguodala. Dishes it to Green. Iguodala against Carroll. Shot clock at 5. Takes a 3. Toronto grabs the miss. Buckets. He's covered by Iguodala. Here's Buckets, and the rejection by Iguodala. The offensive rebound.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Now here's Curry. He had 28 points in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte. And the wide open shot from Green. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Green's got his second basket of the night.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Gasol, a screen on Bogut. Ball's knocked loose.
Here's buckets. Nice D from Bogut.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Curry with it. Picked up by Joseph. Curry passes to Bogut. Iguodala left side. Outside Curry. From deep three-point range. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Bucket's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Dwayne Casey. He told me he's a fan of Andre Iguodala, especially the way he's developed his outside shot. He said that was one weakness. He could do everything else, pass, handle, and finish. And boy, what a defender. But now that he's developed that jump shot, there are really no weaknesses in his game. Guys, that makes it awfully tough to deal with a guy who can impact the game in that many ways. Back to you.
And thank you, Doris.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Joseph dishes to Carroll. Pass to Gasol. Kicks to Carroll. The pass to Buckets. Cans it from downtown. Buckets got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Warriors lead it. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work.
And so here is Golden State. The Raptors knocking down the tray. Scooped up. Green kicks it out to Iguodala. Back to Green. A second chance effort. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through.
Free throw good, Green.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
Both free throws good from Green. In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league. And Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the North.
Here's Curry, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one. You know, the Raptors were top 5 in attendance last season as well. I mean, fans had plenty to cheer about as the team finished with 27 home wins on the year.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And the Raptor franchise record for home wins is 30, set back in 07. You get the feeling with the way the crowd gets into it, that record won't stand much longer.
Stephen Curry hits them both. Early on last year, it was clear Steph Curry was just on another level. Was an MVP candidate right from the start of the season, and he would eventually be voted that award.
And I thought very deserving. You could see how he elevated his play, and so many of us, and so much talk focuses on what he does offensively. So he was the head of the snake of a terrific defensive group for Golden State a season ago, and that's one reason why he ended up being the MVP.
And it's the Warriors with the ball after the Raptors pick up 2. Screen by Bogut. Thompson for the triple.
Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line.
And with Curry winning his first NBA MVP award, he played the fewest minutes by an MVP in league history, mostly because his team was up by so much he got to sit a number of fourth quarters.
That one is off.
And with Curry and the MVP, there was some pressure with Harden. Relatively close voting, but Curry was the clear winner. Hard to argue with the season he had, leading his team to 67 wins last year.
Ross is checked in for Toronto. And the Warriors also making a change. Spates checked in for Andrew Bogut. And guys, last season, Klay Thompson made his first All-Star trip overall. Clark, his game took a huge leap forward.
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin. And a big reason for that, I think, was his spot on Team USA. Playing the way he did and with that group really lifted his confidence.
Excellent point.
And Thompson last season set the record for most points ever in a quarter with 37. Made all 13 shots and 2 free throws and finished the game with 52 points.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And Thompson making all 9 of his three-pointers in that game. I mean, that was also a record, the most three-pointers in a quarter. I think that performance sealed his place among the All-Star reserves.
Raptors trail by 6. And Joseph kicks to Carroll. Pass to Gasol. Raptors moving the ball around. Gasol a screen. And Iguodala comes to help from the baseline. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Curry passes to Iguodala. The screen from Thompson. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Now here's Joseph. Curry with the steal. Now here's Iguodala. Green dishes to Curry. Green kicks to Spates. Knocked away.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for the Raptors. Barnes, he's checked in for the Warriors. Warriors leading by 4. Thompson outside. Ross grabs the board.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job. Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drought is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that, so you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
You can point to any number of things, Clark. The Warriors did well last year. Their play on the road being one of them.
Well, the Warriors were exactly road warriors all season long, partner. Hit the ground running and finished with the league best 28 road wins.
That one is no good.
And for the Warriors, they would go on several road trips undefeated last season. Still, the only time they looked vulnerable were games on the road.
And the Warriors miss again.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Right outside. Top of the key. Ross, that's good. Ross has got his first bucket of the night.
And, you know, with the Warriors on the road, they would occasionally dig a hole they couldn't get out of. Still, hard to critique a team that was so dominant in every facet of the game last season, even on the road.
Now, here is Barbosa. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. To end the drought. The shot is off, so the Raptors will take it the other way. Here's Johnson, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. The Warriors trailing. Livingston passes to Barbosa. The dish to Barnes. Green, the screen. Livingston kicks to Barnes. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. Barnes has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The Raptors have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. And Wright kicks to Ross. Scola sets a screen for Ross. With some arc. Here's Ibaka. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Raptors lead by 1.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Now here's Barnes. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Space sets a screen. The drive by Green. No good from 11 feet. Toronto had gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Johnson dishes to Wright. Back to Johnson. The jump hook. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And it's a 3-point Toronto lead. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Last year, Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
We've got 1:55 left in the first. Here is Livingston. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Spates down low. Guarded by Wright. Rebound by the Raptors.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Now here's Barnes. Is definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. Green in the post. Scola's there. And Green gets it to go. Green's got 9.
And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
So here's Scola following the basket by Draymond Green, and he gets it to go.
The quick step back gave him just enough separation to get that one up.
Here is Livingston, guarded by Wright. Tries from 16. Again, Golden State.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Scola, a screen on Green. Ross against Green. They get it again.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Barnes passes to Green. Here is Livingston. His last outing, he had 8 points. Green with a screen on Ross. On its way from Barbosa for 2. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Raptors up 1. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto.
Check it out.
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range, told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, I think Coach will allow me to take that shot. And it's tough to guard, especially when you see a couple go in. That basket gets a lot bigger.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Raptors 5 right now. They've got buckets. Jamari Carroll is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Gasol. And at the center, here's Joseph. Following the score by Golden State. And it's Carroll in the corner. That one's good from the corner. Carroll's got his first points of the night.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
Outside Curry. Nobody near Barnes. And the 3 off target. A nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Now Patterson. Harrison Barnes missing on the 3. Carroll, no one around him. And the shot no good, a bit short. Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Barnes kicks to Thompson. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Feeds it to Barnes. Shot clock at 6. Bogut dishes to Iguodala. Takes a 3. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
So it's the Warriors now after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Inside, here's Curry, and Gasol sends it back. The feed now to Curry. Joseph with the ball, passes it to Buckets. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Buckets passes to Patterson. His first shot is a miss, 0 for 1 to start the contest. Iguodala kicks to Curry. This one for 3. And another three for Golden State.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
And he gets it to go. Now it's a 7-point Warrior lead.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
Patterson, the screen. Off the screen. And too long on the shot. Warriors leading by 7. Now Iguodala. He has 5. He dishes it to Thompson. The fadeaway. Gasol with the rebound. Raptors have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Carroll against Thompson. Here's Patterson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Andrew Bogut.
And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations, and stays within himself.
And going back to Patterson for just a moment, he's been lauded for his mature approach. Ever since high school in West Virginia, he was involved in a highly publicized recruiting battle between Florida and Kentucky, ultimately choosing the latter.
Yeah, and you know, the part of his game, Kevin, that he's really worked on is his ability to face up and shoot. Really starting to evolve into a guy that can space the floor, that space 4. And when he's hitting that jumper at a high percentage, I think his value to the team goes up exponentially.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Biyombo is checked in for Gasol. And it's P in for Damari Carroll. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Now, here's Thompson. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Charlotte. And it's Thompson again missing.
He surprised him with the crossover, but just couldn't stay in control for the finish.
Patterson a screen on Curry. A floater. The Warriors pull it in. Iguodala's got his 3rd rebound on the night. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them right to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Now, here's Joseph. Patterson setting the pick for Joseph. Shot off the screen. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Joseph's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
It's deflected. Barnes dishes to Curry. From deep 3-point range, an absolute bomb from 3-point range. Curry's got 14.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the 3-point variety.
And you need the defense to stop the bleeding.
Now here's Joseph. And it's blocked by Curry. And it's the Warriors on the break. Curry leading the charge. Iguodala, no good.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Patterson, the screen. Here's P. That 3 off the mark. Warriors leading by 6. Curry with it. Picked up by Joseph. Barnes kicks to Iguodala. He's looking for Bogut and finds him. Low block shot on the way. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
My, he is so adept at finishing in the low post.
The #1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big Aussie coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Patterson. Ross comes in for buckets, and it's Wright in for Corey Joseph. Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Green comes in for Barnes. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry.
You know, going back to Bogut's fanfare entering the league, was third in Rookie of the Year balloting. Then he went on to have some solid, if unspectacular, years, though his shot blocking and defense were always strong.
Barbosa passes to Spates, pushing their lead to double digits. And it's a 10-point Warrior lead.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Pass to Ross. Ibaka with the screen on Green. Here's Ross. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Ross has got his second basket.
And guys, one thing people often forget to mention about Bogut, his passing. What sets him apart as a big man is his court vision. And whether it's from the high post, low post, he can create opportunities for his teammates.
Right outside. The pass to Pete. Spates with the block. And here comes Livingston, leading the fast break. And Iguodala gets it to go in on the assist by Livingston. 7 points for Iguodala. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The Raptors have only one missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
This is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line right here.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Biyombo. Good on both. So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is, GA, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. Now here is Barbosa. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Wright, trailing by 10. Scola sets a screen for Wright. The shot is off. Great D that time from Green.
And guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
Livingston, no luck.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Wright with it. Barbosa picks him up. Screen by Ibaka. Here's Ross. And he connects on the jumper. The screen's at the trip. Ross has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost plus 15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they won it.
The Raptors making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. And it's the Warriors with the ball. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. And they're in the middle of this long string of games away from home. That'll be game 4 of 7 straight away. Now here's Iguodala. He's got 7. He kicks it to Green. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That one is off. And here's a little known fact, Clark. Only 3 players have recorded at least 2 triple-doubles in the NCAA tournament. They are Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Draymond Green.
That's some elite company for Draymond Green. He's a hard worker, a guy you love if he's on your team. He can be an irritant if he's not with you, but continues to improve and prove his doubters wrong. Really an extraordinary game for Green. He's got 10 points and also a block shot. The motor on this guy is amazing. Completely revved up. He's been everywhere today.
And it's hard to say which has influenced the game more, really, his offense or his D. I mean, take your pick.
Warriors leading by 7. Here is Livingston. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Ross against Barbosa. The shot by Spates. Nobody around. And the Warriors miss again. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the 7th. Joseph dishes to Ross. That is good. And now just a 5-point Warrior lead.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
Livingston kicks to Spates. He feeds it to Livingston. Golden State moving it around. The 10-footer. Can't get it to go. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. It's rebounded by Livingston.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Spates sets a screen. Here is Livingston. 6 on the shot clock. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. They throw good, Livingston. And so we wrap up the first half. Warriors lead by 8. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, what has been the underlying principle of how you and the team have taken the floor tonight?
Communication. Communication doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but in order for us to be a good team, everyone has to be on the same page, and we're doing it tonight.
Andre, thank you. Kevin, one of those intangibles you always look to.
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The first half was all about Stephen Curry. He had 14 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. After missing last game, it was clearly evident he wanted to make his mark tonight. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
Some great work from them with the 3-ball. They came in with the idea that they can attack this D from long range. They were rotating the ball on the perimeter and letting it fly. And they got a good look. It's a strategy that paid off with a barrage of threes. That's my barrage sound.
Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Raptors.
I was unimpressed, Ernie. Very unimpressed with their offense. You know, guys seem to be going through emotions, not cutting, not hustling. They failed to get back into a great offensive rhythm. They'll need to step it up big in the second half to cut into this lead.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.